Bonjour my dearies! My name is Milena and welcome back to Gorgeously Vintage Atelier. Today's project is going to be a super quick one. We are going to make a beret. So I thought it would be fun to bring you along with me to make a beret because during the Christmas vacation I made this super adorable 1970s inspired two-piece set which consists of a mini skirt, a matching vest, and a yellow blouse. It's made out of chiffon, but the special thing about this two-piece set is that the fabric for the vest and the mini skirt is a vintage blanket, and I happen to have some leftover left and I don't want to waste it, so I was thinking what could I do with this leftover fabric. I don't have much and I thought a beret will look very nice with this ensemble and it will add the little touch that it was missing, so it's perfect. I only have like a few scraps. As a hair accessory and hat lovers, this project is super nice and fun. I really love a chic beret moment. I can wear one for everyday wear, or you can add some net to make it more chic, so it's really versatile. You can decorate it with bows, with sequins, with as I said, the hairnet. So there are so many possibilities, and you can use your fabric scrap to make one to have a matching beret with your outfit like I would do today. But you can make it in a bunch of different fabric and colors. So it's super fun, and if your fabric is not sturdy enough, you can still add interfacing. So it's super versatile and it's such a fun and quick, easy project. The French beret pattern consists of two parts. It's quite simple. It's a super quick and easy project to make. So that's why I'm super happy to finally make myself one. So basically you have two parts. The first part is a regular circle and the second part is a half moon circle, and I will link in the description below a few resources where you can find a free pattern because there's a lot on the internet, and I will guide you through the beret making process. That being said, I have the pattern, I'm ready to cut it out, so without further ado, let's get ready to sew! So those are all my fabric scrap. I really hope I have enough to use for beret crown in one piece. So let me see if I have enough. I'm not sure, but if we don't, I will sew two pieces together to make sure I have a big piece. Oh my god, look at that! Perfect fit! Oh my god! I'm going to pin it. And you cut all around the circle. This is the biggest piece that's left from the fabric scrap, and it fits almost all of the pattern, the second pattern piece, but there will be like two small bits at the end of the pattern that won't fit, so I think I will use it like this, and I will add more pieces afterwards. The patterns are cut. If you wish, you can add a lining to the beret, but I don't want it to slip on my head. So what I will do is I will finish all the seam with the seam binding, and I will add a grosgrain ribbon on the inside so it's thick and it holds pretty well on my head, because I'm afraid if I use some kind of lining like this, it will be very slippery and it won't fit correctly on my head. So that's what I'm planning to do. Also, what I love about beret is that it's perfect for a bad hair day or just to level up a boring outfit. So if you are interested in seeing a different kind of hairstyle or styling for the beret, please let me know in the comments. I will be happy to make a video for you to give you some more inspiration on how to style it and how to coif your hair with a beret on it. I really love to wear beret. I wear them at work or for a night out at every different occasion, and my hairstyle will change depending on where I'm going. So it's very versatile and it's super fun to style. So please let me know in the comment section if you want to see a video of where I show you how I style my beret. It will be my pleasure to make one. So I'm ready to sew, and the first thing I will do is sew the pieces that I have puzzled together to make sure I have one whole pieces, and it will be easier to get started. Just checking if the fabric and the pattern are still matching, and it matches! Yay! So now I will go at the ironing board and I will press the seam open and flat so I have a nice finish on the outside and the seam won't be as visible. I wanted to show you quickly a little trick. If you have bulky fabric or synthetic fabric and you need to press really well your seam and you cannot put a lot of heat on it and you want it to really sit flat and nice, what you can use is a clapper. This one has been handmade by my father, but you can use that. You can buy that at any good sewing or fabric store. It's made out of wood. This one is a big one, but you can buy only like the clacker like that. And what it does is when you put some heat on a fabric like so and some steam and you press, you want to make sure to lock in the moisture and you need to clap it. That's why it's called a clapper. And you need to clap it, so it's also a good way to let your anger out. You need to clap it firmly and let it on the piece so that the moisture will go through the wood and it won't stay in your fabric, but you will have a really nice and flat hem, like so. See how flat it is? Now that the brim is pressed, we can now move on and sew the brim short edges right sides together. So this way it will create a donut and we will be able to attach it to the beret crown. Everything is sewn with a regular seam allowance and regular stitch. So 5/8 of an inch and 2.5 stitch. So I am pinning the brim to the crown on the outside, right sides together. I'm making sure that I don't stretch the fabric out and everything is even and smooth. Take your time. If you are not very experienced, I would recommend to use a lot of pins. It will be easier for you when sewing. And if you have done your pattern correctly, you should be arriving without any bumps or lumps. There you go. Everything is all pinned. So what I will do is I will sew all around the brim and the crown with a regular stitch and regular seam allowance. And after that we'll go to the pressing board and iron the seams out. I like to start at the center back seam, so this is my reference point. Take your time readjusting the fabric as you go. have a beret. Let's turn it out and see how it looks. How fun! Look at that! It's not pressed yet, so the edges are a little bit clunky, but when it will be pressed and all nice and round, it will look so nice and perfect with my outfit. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So let's go to the pressing board and press open the seam allowance all around the brim and the crown, like so. And to press the seam allowance open, I'm going to use my partner in crime, the tailor's ham. This one I made it myself. It's basically a big egg filled with fabric scrap. This is another good project to utilize your fabric scrap, and it's quite expensive at the fabric store, so I think that this option is a really good one. So you save money and you save the planet because you reutilize all your scrap. So the tailor's ham is really practical when you are sewing a lot of woven fabric, and if you are making a lot of tailor outfit, especially if you are doing some 50s style, because there's a lot of darts and there's a lot of seam that need to be pressed. So it will help you press the curves, especially the darts or a collar, for example. I use this for a collar, I use it for the darts, and all sorts of things. So what I like to do is put the curve right here, and you see it's already beginning to open, so that's a good sign. That will really help you press your seam open. So I will start right here, and you hold it with your finger and you press. You make sure to be careful not to burn yourself. And you put your hand on it to make sure that to diffuse the heat, and also to make sure that it stays flat and open. And you can remove your hand when you feel that the seam heat has diffused. It's the same principle as doing some curls in your hair. You're pinning them and you are waiting for the heat to cool. It's the same thing with fabric. And you see it's all open, nice and flat. So I think that it's a pretty good trick, and it will, if you don't have a tailor's ham and you want to get serious about sewing, it's really an indispensable. I'm sorry, my god, I have trouble speaking today. It's an indispensable. That's a mouthful, this word, my god. Sorry, my English is not with me today. All nice and flat, really does a really nice job. And here you can really see the difference between the seam that hasn't been pressed and the one that has been pressed open. I have flipped over the beret to show you, and finally off camera I decided to serge all the raw edges of the beret because I didn't have any bias tape hanging around, so I decided to hem it with my serger, and I didn't want to change the thread, so it's not really pretty. The thread is too dark, but I will suggest that you pass through the serger all your pattern pieces before sewing the beret. Don't do it like me. So everything is pressed, everything looks nice. It's now time to apply the inner ribbon headband on the edge of the beret. And usually I would recommend to use a Petersham ribbon or grosgrain. I don't have that on hand, and I don't want to buy anything for this project, so I will use a regular silky ribbon. But I will make sure to have the rougher part against my head and the silky part inside of the beret. So I have cut out approximately 25 inches of the ribbon, and this matched the other edge of my beret. And before I apply that to the beret, I will recommend you to stay stitch all around the beret opening, so this way it won't stretch on your head when you put it on, and it will look nice and sharp for a long time. And you see how the shape is real nice, and how the pressing helps keeping the round shape all around the beret. I didn't do anything, I just flipped it inside out and it already looks super nice, so I'm really excited to put it on. So let's proceed with the stay stitch. And a stay stitch is basically a stitch that you are stitching really close to the edge, and this is meant to really keep the fabric in place and prevent stretching. So I will do a stay stitch on the inner edge of the brim. And you want to be careful not to pull on your fabric and make it stretch even more, especially if it's a loose weave like mine. Now that the stay stitch is done, we will pin the wrong side of the ribbon to the right side of the brim. So for me, the wrong side is the silky part, so I will pin it like so. So I will start at center back, right here. And I really want to have the ribbon covering just on top of the stay stitching, so really at 5/8 of an inch. And take your time, use a lot of pins if you're not comfortable. And you don't want to stretch the outer edge of the brim while pinning. And this is my first beret, you guys, so I'm really excited to make it with you and learn how to make it as I go and show you at the same time. I really love those new projects, and I've learned so much since I started the channel. So I'm sewing really close to the edge of the ribbon, and I'm taking my time so it stays really nice and neat. We are at the end, and I'm going to tack the end of the ribbon. I want to add the special touch. I want to add my label at the center back. It's a fun finishing touches, and it brings so much joy to see my label on something I've made. And now that we are done with sewing the ribbon on the outside, all we need to do is turn the ribbon inside and press. And I'm turning it inside just to have a small edge so that the ribbon doesn't show on the outside. And I think what I will do after that is I will tack the ribbon all around at different places, maybe 5 times, so it won't flip out. So I have threaded a needle with regular all-purpose thread, and I'm going to simply tack all around with the regular and sewing stitch all around the beret, just to make sure that the ribbon doesn't flip outside of the beret. And you want to make sure that you don't go through the fabric. You just need to take small bits of the fabric in the inside, because you don't want the thread to show on the outside. have a beret. Oh my God, I love it. It looks so nice and neat. I can't wait to put it on. I don't have the best hairstyle right now, but I already love it. So I can't wait to style it with my amazing outfit right here. And I'm so happy I could have utilized all the fabric that I bought this vintage blanket. I'm super proud of this whole project and it's finally done. So I can't wait to wear it and show you nice pictures. Thank you so much for following me during this learning curve. This was my first beret and I can't wait to show you how I will style it. Please don't hesitate to ask your question in the comment section below. I will be happy to answer them all. Also, let me know if you want to see a video of how to style a beret for night and for days or for work or for any occasion. I will be happy to show you because berets are my favorite hats to wear on any occasion. So let me know in the comment section. And as per usual, if you want to see more sewing content and vintage style, please make sure to subscribe and like this video. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Au revoir, my dearie.